Ah, wrong way.
So close.
We bought an experimental aircraft. Thing is, it hadn't been flown in years. No big deal, I thought. I've been buying dust-covered projects for almost 2 decades.
Alright, clear pop.
Would this end up being the deal of a lifetime? Or would it be one of the worst projects I've ever taken on? Follow along as we transform our Sonex from a fixer to a flyer.
Unbelievable. Only in aviation.
Welcome back to Left Seat Adventures. Today's episode, we're finally going to attempt to start that Sonex. Between commitments and weather, this video took a few weeks to shoot, so I worked on each component of it any chance I got. Finally, our schedules and the weather lined up to where we could take a shot at starting this thing, so let's see how that went. Bunch of old gas in here that I don't know how old it is, I don't know how long it's been sitting, so that's got to come out. How are we going to do that, you ask? We're using a shaker siphon. Let's get our fuel cap off here. I have to clean up the end of that. It has a copper fitting and a glass marble inside. And when you shake it, no, that's not going to work, but you'll see it here in a bit. The marble moves back and forth and creates a siphon there at that point. We'll rig it. Got our fuel jug set up here. We're putting the old nasty gas in. This useless EPA stupid fuel nozzle away. It spills more fuel than it ever saves. Good job, guys. You did great. Alright. Run the line in. Our catch tank. Alright. See if we can get a suction. Like I said, it's called, you see that? Like I said, it's called a shaker siphon. We just shake it back and forth, and you see that the marble bounces up and down. Of course, you can't see that, but it creates that siphon. Here comes the fuel up the line. I feel like Mr. Wizard. If you're watching this and you're under 30, look it up. Okay. So we must be right at the fuel level here because it keeps breaking the siphon. So let's run that down a little bit. While I wait for the fuel can to fill up, I did go ahead and clean up the bottom of the fuel cap with some rougher sandpaper and then some fine 240 grit just to... Well, I got some free time again, but as you can see here, there's no pulling the airplane out and starting it today. Sure is pretty though. Well, we'll see what nature gives us after the system passes. Can't wait to get that thing started. It's our first free day where it's actually been nice out that we've had for some time now, so I think it's high time we get this engine started. What do you say? We'll get fresh fuel in it, get the battery changed, move it outside. Hopefully she'll start for us today. I had said this in the overview video, but this thing definitely needed a new battery, so went online, got a new Odyssey for it. Seems to be what a lot of other people are using, and it's what was in the airplane to begin with. So let's get this battery out of the box, get it in the airplane, and get her powered up, and manual, new bolts, that's good. There it is, our new battery. Alright, let's put it in. Cable's out of the way. Slide it in above the engine mount here. These cables. And we're in. Okay, that's scooting tight. Master on. There we go, we got power. Radio's coming on. Okay. We go. Avionics. Avionics are coming on. No idea why we're getting a high temp light. No reason to get a high temp light. It's 40 degrees out. And I gotta get the seat pan in. So the seat pan attaches here. Okay. There's 3 points, 1, 2, 3. So, all right. I have to have the seat pan in because you see all that structure? That's just all thin aluminum. Yeah. And if I sit on that, I'll tear it up. So, all right. So I'll bring this in. Set that down. Bring the stick back. That goes through. Clear the stick. Pull that. What's that? Oh, that's my other. We'll just put the pad in. All right, the other day we took all the old fuel out. Now it's time to put the new good stuff in. Gas cap off. And just like before, we're going to use our shaker siphon. Put this end in first. Okay. Now, this should work. The main tank sits a bit lower, and where we're going to be filling is a bit lower. And of course, this tank's sitting on top of the engine, and it's a tail dragger, so it's sitting up a little bit higher. It should work out. I really don't have to worry about pouring, splashing gas and everything. Well, looks like that's bottomed out. We'll see if this is tall enough to get it going. Run it in a bit, and we just start shaking. There goes some fuel. And there we are. So, yeah, getting towards the bottom of this can. Got about a gallon left. There, we got the bubbles coming through, so we're breaking our siphon. We're just, I don't know if I'll be able to get any more out of that with this thing, but so leave that.
That's pretty neat.
There. Make sure we run the line out. Get our gas cap back in. Forward. Once the gear leg's clear, I'm just going to be worried about the tail. And just make sure it doesn't take off on me. Go anywhere like that.
You're right. Nice and slow.
Fixtures in. RV. Hey, clear pop. Come on, baby. Come on. All right, let's try it again. Almost. back. Don't want to flood it. Wrong way. So close. Losing battery. At this point, I'm going to kill the battery with the starter. Unbelievable. Only in aviation.
We'll get there, damn it.
That's where I want to be.
Yeah.
I'll give it one more shot and then we can stick a fork in it if it doesn't work. Yeah, we're losing the battery.
Tell you, I'm surprised you got that many cranks out of that battery.
It just might be too cold since it hasn't run in so long.
Oh man, not quite the outcome we had in mind, but it was fun. It was great to finally get it out of the garage and see what she could do. So close to starting. I think if it was just a few degrees warmer and not as windy, I think it would have done it. Everything looks and sounds okay on the engine. Not worried about anything mechanical with that. I think once all the conditions are right, she'll fire right up. No worries. That's how it goes. 1 minute you're almost starting, the next minute you're grinding the starter. If I think about it, most of my experience with maintenance on air-cooled engines goes back to motorcycles. Just about every air-cooled bike I ever had, if it got down around 40 degrees, I had to pull out the space heater and try to warm it up before it would start. If I didn't kill the battery first. While we're talking about batteries, I'm really impressed with the Odyssey battery that I put in there. I could see why people used it in their airplanes. I've been buying parts stores batteries for years, and you just don't get that many cranks out of them before you wear them down and then you have to recharge them. For your sake, we didn't put all of the starting attempts in the video. This video would be quite a bit longer if we did. But it really held up. Well worth the extra cost in my opinion. If you're in the market for another battery, I put a link to the one that I got in the description below. Check it out. Until next time, thanks for watching.